Welcome back, Rockers. Today I'm coming to you with a video that is kind of near and dear to me. I wanted to do a video about my comic book that I made. This is involving my toy collection. I also want to do a collection video, but I haven't had a lot of time off lately. I work I work in a plant nursery, for those who are interested, and it's a lovely job. I'm very enthusiastic about what I do, but it is kind of a little bit less paid than when I used to be a bartender, so I do have to work more often, 6 days a week and whatnot, so I really only get a little bit of time off to do things. And I just haven't really got around to perfecting my collection, to doing a video. But I wanted to be able to share something on my channel and kind of keep things rolling a little bit. I did a little bit of Beast Wars news. I did pick up a figure recently. It's going to be shipped to me through Robot Kingdom. It's the new Perfect Effects Leonidas, but the Nemesis colors with the black and teal and little hints of red. So I'm very excited about that. I've always really been into the Nemesis Prime scheme, and this figure I think is gonna kind of take the place of the Tigertron of the the Tiger Hawk of the Perfect Effects world, because they do have the Perfect Effects Beast Gorilla, which is their take on Optimal Optimus, which I do want to pick up in September. They're doing a re-release. Very happy about that. Not so happy about they keep pushing back the Megatron figure, and I know that it's called Mega Drogon, for those who are interested. Kind of a play on Megatron and Dragon at the same time. It's neat. Not as creative as Beast Gorilla, which I just love that name. Anyway, so they originally had it set for release, I think in February, then moved it back to April, June. It's now July. They said it was going to be done in July. Now they're saying it's going to be done in August. So I know that a lot of that is to correct tolerances and get things just absolutely right. From what I understand, Perfect Effects really does nail down the minute details. So for my first figure, I'm going to be picking up the PE-DX08B. And that's the Leonidas. That's the code for that if anybody wants to look that one up. Anyway, back on topic. I'll be able to do a video review on that shortly when it does arrive. That'll be my first third-party Beast Wars figure review. Until then, to keep everyone satiated, hopefully, maybe you'll be interested in my Beast Wars comic. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and take it outside where we can view it a little bit better, and I'm so sorry I don't have the ability to edit everything. My laptop just kind of slows down on me whenever I try to use any of the powerful programs like Photoshop or multimedia, or any of the Adobes. So what I thought I would do is just kind of do a video review of my comic book as it's printed. Now, this isn't the whole story. My printer kind of conked out on me about halfway through, so this isn't the full story. For those who are interested in the full story, I can send you a PDF free of charge. I'm not interested in collecting any money for this. This isn't anything more than a hobby for me, but if anyone is interested, I suppose you can let me know in the comments. I have a Facebook at Richard G. and Papa, so if you wanted to, you could message me there. So we'll go ahead and take a look at my comic. And for those who really want to take the time to sit down and read it, like I said, you can message me. I'll get you the PDF, or I suppose you can just try to pause in between, but I'll go ahead and give you the breakdown. So this is my Beast Wars The Reckoning. What I did was I took all of these figures down to the beach. Let's see, I hope this is nice and clear, but at different intervals and everything, but I tried to make it look like it all happened in the same day or so. I do live in Southern California, so I thought it was a perfect backdrop. And let's go ahead and get started. So this is Beast Wars The Reckoning, edited by Rocked by Rick, art and story by myself, Richard G. and Papa, edited by Brianne. She is my girlfriend. She helped me with all of the finite details of the you know, all the text and exclamation points and making sure that everything was spelled correctly. So this is also dedicated to my younger cousin, Marcello Giampapa. He likes Transformers, so that's a big plus. We'll go ahead and move on to the first panel, Through the Portal. Megatron is describing he has now arrived, but he is currently being tailed by the AWSOME. So I have renamed their ship the Predator, being as I haven't actually come across a name for the Predacons ship. So as they enter the new planetary airspace, they are firing upon each other and both go down, similar to the first episode of Beast Wars. I'm trying to kind of sort of recreate it, but you know, with my versions of the figures and whatnot. So you get the first picture is they have crash landed on the Earth and they're talking amongst themselves. You know, I just realized, I apologize about all the work that's being done. There's a big fire here in Southern California, the Thomas Fire, so there will be endless jackhammers. There's not much I can do about that. I do apologize. Again, if you want, you can turn all the sound off and just read these panel by panel. But so they are talking amongst themselves, describing why they are in beast form. They have to shield themselves from the energon radiation of this planet. It is just too much. So they take on the local beast forms. And continuing to discuss things amongst themselves, they think it would be a better idea to get a lay of the land in person, but to be very cautious about other Predacons because they could be active. Alright, so now we get our first shot of the Predacons inside the Predator, the ship in which they arrived and crash landed. Also talking amongst themselves and strategizing on how to possibly take out the existing Maximals, Maximilians. Anyway, so they continue their folly of if this was a mistake or not. Megatron assures them it's irrelevant because he's the boss. Dinobot decides to confront him and transforms, to which his dismay, Megatron attempts to coax him into realizing the error of his ways with a missile launcher. So Dinobot has now flown out of the scene. As it goes, he now tells everyone to keep an eye out for the Maximals, hunt them down, make sure they're finished off before he can finish the quest. Now we get our first shot of the Maximals outside, and they are wondering why the planet looks the way it does. Nothing's mechanized, and they were under the impression they were going to be landing somewhere else. After discussing the possible terrain and dangers, Optimus Primal is caught unawares by Dinobot, who is seeking them out. To which the Maximals realize that Dinobot is not necessarily with the other Predacons, but he is kind of a lone mercenary. So Dinobot attempts to maximize and take on Optimus Primal, but Optimus Primal will have none of that, so he decides to maximize as well. You know, this isn't a true storytelling as much to the first episode as I would have liked to have done, but I also wanted to make it interesting, so I thought I'd make it, you know, kind of as I would have it done, with a little comedy spin. So they do kind of have their first little battle. They both throw their weapons at each other. They're both basically struck and then picking up their own weapons, or well, they're each other weapons. They continue their battle, while the Predacons notice from afar. They are kind of postulating, you know, what to do about the situation, similar to what you would see in the second episode when they're fighting, and they're kind of, you know, wondering which one's going to win, to which, you know, Megatron replies it would be best if they both lost. Now that is the last page. So I do apologize, my printer does not have the capability to finish this, but for those who are left hanging and really want to know what happens
in the other half, or so known as sequel to this video. You can leave it in the comments and let me know if you are interested. I will email you the PDF and you can continue reading at your own leisure. Anyway, once again, this is Rock by Rick. Thanks so much for checking out my channel and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.